Okay, welcome back. What I want to do is to continue with Unit 306, okay? And again, we're looking at understanding the regulatory procedures and applications, and you would have seen this already previously. But Session 4 is going to deal with connection methods, okay? And that's the main element of this session. Okay? Now, Session 4, connection methods. Now, here you have, in this session, the learner will have the opportunity to understand the advantages, limitations, and application of common connection methods. Describe the procedures for proving that termination and connections are electrically and mechanically sound. Understand health and safety requirements appropriate to terminating and connecting cables. Know how to terminate different types of connectors. Okay. Connectors. Help me out here. Name some types of electrical connectors or means of terminating conductors. Okay. You can have a go at that for yourself before I begin to provide you with the information that you will need. Come on then, give me a list. And here we are, screw connections. That's for you to read for yourselves. I'm not going to need to read this out to you at all. Okay, that's not relevant in this case. You're level 3 now, so all of this should now become quite familiar to yourselves. And some of you would already be using a lot of this stuff. That looks a bit dark, I don't know why though, quite strange. But never mind. Crimped connections, okay? Advantages and disadvantages, okay? What is a disadvantage of crimping connectors together? Okay, advantages and disadvantages, and and here you have a list which you can read for yourselves, okay? Now, solder joints. Now, solder joints have largely been replaced by crimping on smaller cables or by insulation displacement connector systems. Where joints are to be soldered, a soldering iron should be used on smaller joints. Larger joints will need a hotter heat source such as a LPG, a handheld torch type system. To make good connection, the metal should be clean and flux used. The solder is usually tin man solder, which has approximately 40% lead and 6% tin. The metal must be clean and flux be used to aid solder flow and to prevent rusting. If the heat damages the insulation must be replaced. Heat sinks should be used to prevent damage to equipment. Disadvantage: solder joints require a soldering iron and a heat source for larger joints. Heat from solder can damage the cable insulation or accessory, and large cables short circuit current may damage the joint or even melt it. Okay. I'm just showing this so you can see it for yourself and read information up close and directly at your own source. Okay. Let's pan back out. Let's go back up to make sure we're still in view. Okay. Very good. Okay, thank you. Now, non-screw compressions. These are clips, no need to strip wires. Apply with standard pair of pliers. Okay. All this should be familiar to you already. Okay, nothing for me to look in BS7671, and again make sure that you've complied with the current regulations of the IE regs. Okay, as these regulations are up to be changed or modified at points in time. So make sure you're looking at the correct installation regulations. In respect of are the connections mechanically and electrically sound. That is your responsibility. Do not ignore it. And again, BS7671 526, make sure you look at the current regulations and it is still in force and still applicable and no change has been applied. Okay. Again, make sure you can read it for yourselves. Okay, I'm not going to read it out to you. You need to make sure that you understand and you're compliant with BS7671. Okay, and you'll notice that says BS7671 in case there are any changes in regards to the 526. That is for you to check and check. Now, consequences. What would happen if the connection is not sound? Okay, let's have a look. And that's for you to read. Okay, let me just make sure we can go into it so you can read for yourself in clear. Okay. And here I have other reasons for poor connections. Okay, let's just go in and let's look at this because you will need to know this for yourselves. Be sure that you can read the information being given. Okay. Okay. Let's go back up. And now, and make sure we go into your information. Okay. Thank you. Proving the connections of sound. Okay. And that's how you prove your connection of sound, making sure that you check, check, check. Okay. Health and safety always comes up. It's always there. It is constantly at the forefront. Okay. It does not go away. It does not leave you. It is your companion. You hug it like a baby, and it will keep you alive. Now that is your responsibility at all times. Okay. No excuse. Answer the questions. Okay. Multiple choice questions. They're there. They're there for a purpose. It prepares you for your online assessment or your classroom assessment. Answer the questions, do the research. They're there already, not just too difficult for you to find them. Look back at what you have been given, the information, use it. Okay, thank you. And thank you I hope you found this useful. And please do read the information, and remember we're still compliant with BS 7671 at all stages. We're now on the 18th edition, but in some of your cases, the edition may have changed sometime in the future. But it doesn't matter, you still must be compliant at all times. Have a good day. Bye bye.